Wow, that was frustrating. Ouch. Took me a good minute to be able to get online. Ouch. Ugh. Boy, right after I started that stream, I got some in my throat. All right. I'll wait till a few people get in here and then we'll get started. Wow, we got 3 people. Craig, what's up, dude? Oh my gosh, it took forever to get my computer to go live today. I don't know what the deal is. It took 3 tries before it would finally go live. I have no idea what's going on. Yo, Silvertop, what's up, bro? What's going on? Don't forget to hit the like button if you just popped in. Yeah, man. Wow. I don't know if you've been reading this, Craig. Rich T, what's going on, bro? What's happening? Okay. Alexander, what's up, bro? About to rip a pack. Why are they doing this? I have no idea. 16 people in here. Holy mackerel. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys, because we're going to talk about this new thing now. Another new thing that's popped up here. That, you know, we find out all of this stuff as they keep reading through the restrictions that passed. And I know everybody's telling me, like, oh, you're getting mad over nothing. Read through some of this stuff, man. Me and Greg don't quite see eye to eye. The guy had to do a live stream to run Drone Tales the other day. We don't exactly see eye to eye. I don't think we should allow them to troll roll us like this, which is what's happening. Good thing I just to my pants. Might have missed this. Let me say hi to a few people here, guys. PD Tech, what's up, dude? Silver Top, as always. I shoot back. I've been trying to stay out of the drone news with the wedding coming up. I hear you. Nathan Daniel, this hobby is going to die if this keeps up. No, and I agree. I think it's pushing a lot of people away. Cardosa Media, what's up, dude? Richard Coggins, what's going on? So let me just cover some of this real fast because I saved this. So when Trump signed all those restrictions and stuff that went into play, apparently somewhere in there was a section about being able to legally shoot drones down without warrants. That cleared. That absolutely cleared. That went through. So now they don't need a warrant. They don't have to ask questions. They don't have to nothing. They can shoot your private drone down if they think they have just cause. There's no stipulations other than that. That's it. If law enforcement thinks that you're doing something you shouldn't be doing, they can shoot your drone down. Were you aware of this? Okay, so I'm going to see if I can make this link available here. I'll try to put this in the description of the video when this is over so you guys can read this yourself. It says, Trump signs law allowing U.S. authorities to shoot down private drones without warrants. Yeah. Okay, U.S. authorities are now allowed to shoot down personal drones if they deem them to be a threat, thanks to a new bill which has been signed by President Donald Trump. The FAA Reauthorization Act signed by Trump on Friday includes several points which are aimed to bring U.S. aviation rules up to speed with modern times, including new provisions to act against privately owned drones, which is what we're dealing with as hobbyists. So it says, in particular, Section 1602 of the Act outlines the protection of certain facilities and assets for unmanned aircraft and authorizes the detection, monitoring, and interception of drones without prior consent of the owner. Let's see. Authorities have also been allowed to neutralize potential threatening reasonable force if necessary, disable, damage, or destroy the UAV. It specifically allows federal authorities to shoot down a person's unmanned aerial vehicle without a warrant. So, I mean, this is pretty tough stuff here. Think about it. What happens if you're in a populated area? Are they gonna use rubber bullets? Are they gonna? I mean, first of all, as someone who is a drone owner who's flying, I would be, first of all, pretty upset if they just laid waste to my drone and didn't give me a good reason as to why. Stop stopping in for 5 minutes. What's up, dude? Dalton, what's going on? Law enforcement better be, and I agree. Law enforcement better be educated about this stuff, because if they're just going to be shooting drones, I just feel like this is a way for them to be extremely abusive with it. You know what I'm saying? There's really nothing in here giving them any kind of guidance. It just says they can shoot down drones. There's no specifics in here. There's no nothing. If they deem the drone as some kind of threat, they can just shoot it down. Man, that's very broad. Wouldn't you agree? That's a pretty broad way to put things. It's not. It's vague in a way, but it's also very broad. You know, there's like nothing that stops these guys. So what would deem a threat-worthy assessment of a drone flying? Okay, Capitol buildings, you know, I don't know, what, judges, juries, you know, downtown buildings where they have courthouses, stuff like that. I get all that, but this doesn't cover that. This just covers part of that, and then it's like, and they also have the ability to basically just shoot drones down if they deem them as a threat. That's very broad spectrum. I don't know, man. That's just so crazy. It's vague on a certain point, and it's very broad on a spectrum of being like, what are the stipulations? What are the regulations for this? Like, how do I know when I'm doing something that's going to get me shot down? They didn't put any of that in here. They didn't say any of that. Nothing. There's nothing to tell you when you might be causing a problem to the point where they would shoot your drone down. Like, those things would have been nice to know as a hobbyist. Don't you agree? I don't know, man. This is just getting worse and worse. I'm changing my name to Equad. Cardosa. Because what's stopping them from shooting them down for the hell? That's what I'm saying. This seems like it could be extremely abusive. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not sure that this is going to be great for us. Not that we're going to hear a lot of drones getting shot down, but in the occasion that the drone pilot is right and the officer is wrong, and the officer still shoots the drone down, I mean, does he have to pay for the drone? Is there restitution that comes after that? What's the deal? Don't be an idiot. In my town, we had someone flying a drone over the police station and getting footage of personal vehicles and license plates and people that are getting shot down. No, I agree, but okay, let me give you an example. So, because this is so vague on what they can actually do to shoot you down or why, let's give you a hypothetical. You are a police officer, you receive a call, you drive to the location, the person tells you, hey, there's a drone flying over my house, it's just hovering. Does that officer have the right to shoot that drone down in federal airspace because of what this says? Do they deem the drone as a threat, or is it being a nuisance? There's a difference here now. Nuisance and threat. Which one is it going to be assessed as? Like, does the officer go, I'll take care of that for you? You know? Hypothetical, man. That's the worries that I have. Like, what if he's not even focused on this lady's house, but she called? This guy's getting a very specific, particular shot. You know how we do things as drone flyers. We're looking for a very specific angle, a very specific shot. The lady downstairs doesn't know that you're not focused on her house. She just sees a drone and automatically assumes that you're spying on her, you know, taking away her privacy. But by the time they get there, we'll be gone. I don't know. We have a pretty fast response in Temple Terrace, man, and some of those other areas. So, and I agree with that. I think they left it open so they could do stuff like this, and it seems like it would just be an extremely abusive thing. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, you're obviously typing what you think. Leaving defined restricted areas and stepping back from federal airspace control. By the way, they'll be gone. They have laws against shooting guns in the air, at least here in Arizona. Well, not anymore. President Trump just cleared it, so that includes everything, every area. So if they want to, they can now. Now, that's law enforcement. That's not your local guy that just pops out like, I don't like drones. It doesn't work that way. You're still going to be held accountable. But law enforcement, if they deem it as a threat, as an open threat, what is an open threat? How do we classify that? See, they left it open so that They didn't have to justify what they were doing. That's the issue I have with this. That's what scares me about this, is that it could be very abusive. You know, see, and I get that too, Cardosa. If you're flying in restricted airspace, then you're asking for it. But if you're just cruising around your town doing your normal thing, and somebody has a problem with your drone being up there, and they call the cops arrive, and you're still flying, and the cop deems your drone as a threat, when really it's just kind of a nuisance for the lady who doesn't understand drones, and he shoots it down, then what? I went flying over a shooting range yesterday. Oh, boy. Oh, dude, the Tello is such crap, though. Look, the Tello would have been amazing if they had put an SD card slot on it. It would have been a very manageable drone. I even like the stabilized footage, all of the stuff it could do. It was very, very cool. But the killer for me was that it defeated the original purpose of why you bought it, because it records the Wi-Fi. So you'd be flying around and all of a sudden you just lose massive portions of your video anytime it would connect. I'm sorry. That's crap to me. They should have stuck an SD card slot on it. I don't know. I gave away my Tello like the 4th week I had it. I flew it twice and gave it to somebody else. So, bottom line, where you were allowed and not allowed to fly. But a DJI Spark, Spark maybe. But I don't know. Guys, think about this, though. They can do whatever they want to because this is so open. How much other stuff that's in that reauthorization bill was left broadly open like this? So vague. See, I think I just need to get my hands on it and really read through it. It's like 1,200 pages, but I think I just need to put my mind to it and actually read the entire Reauthorization Act. I have a feeling I'll find more junk in it. So, what's going on, everyone? Tony Wright, what's happening, brother? Don't forget, you guys, we're a family of people here. This is what we do. We're hobbyists. Make sure you're showing support to each other's channels. If you're not hooked up with each other already, make sure that you're subbing up to each other's channels, man. You know, spread the hobby, spread the love, you know. 35 people in here, 37 people in here. Wow, 14 likes and 37 people. Perplexed. I don't know, man. Jamie Hill, so if they shoot us down, then we should be able to shoot them down. They fly over our property, right? Oh, God, I wish it worked that way. Wouldn't that be nice? They did on purpose so that the judge can come to his own conclusion. And I get that. I get that, Broken, but I don't know, man. It's just so vague and broad. It's broad. It's like in between being vague and broad. I don't know how to put this, man. I need a mediator. Someone come mediate for my brain, please. Help my brain come to a conclusion here. Coast to coast, what's up? I hit the like button when I walked in the door. Thank you. Sorry, I just had Oscar Mayer. Apparently my stomach wasn't agreeing with it too much. So much for making my solo look like a ghost for Halloween. Oh, God, I can't even wait to see what's going to happen during Halloween with drones. Oh, boy. There's always some fun idiot doing something stupid that gets us put on the spot during Halloween. Just fly. I'm going to go fly in the desert. Just leave me alone. I'm going to go fly in the desert. I'm gone. Hey, I meant to ask you guys, what did you think of, for those of you that were in here that caught the show, what did you guys think of Greg? You like Greg? I know Silvertop was not quite happy with Greg. 40 people. Wow, this really kind of took off. Jelly Duck, what's going on, bro? Why Rock? Tissue on Whoop. Oh, we just got both of our Whoops up and running again. I just replaced the camera on the Tiny 7 and the Tiny 6. But what'd you guys think of Greg Swirly Bird? 41 people in here. Holy mackerel, this stream is starting to take off a little bit. Paul K, if there's more than one officer shooting, it will look like a scene from Police Academy Spark. I mean, I don't know if they're actually going to be able to shoot down my drone at 400 feet moving pretty fast. I don't think most cops could take out their sidearm and pop a drone at 400 feet cruising. You'd have to be a pretty good shot, I think. But hey, man, not to say they can't come up with other. I don't understand the safety issue involved here. I guess it bugs me because it's like, why shoot it down? Why not just design something to land it, to make it take over the to shut down the flight controller and take control of it? I don't understand why they have to shoot it down. Why not just take control of the drone and then stop it? Last resort, shoot the drone down. That just doesn't make sense. I'm sure they have something that can take over the drone if need be. Drone worship, rules of play stupid games, hashtag win stupid prizes. Oh my gosh. Polly, live FPV. Have you seen the new Hubson? Yeah. I have seen the new Hubson, the Xeno. I'm not impressed. Those of you that know me, know that I hate companies that try to look alike. Take a very good look at the Xeno and then go look at the Spark. It's a blown up Spark is what it is. It's exactly what it is. It's not even, doesn't even fit the category of Mavic. It looks more like the Spark or the Air. That's what they were going for. And I just hate companies that copy designs. I'm not saying it's to the T, but man, it's close enough to irk me. I'm sick and tired of these companies just following suit. When are they just going to design something new? It's really bugging me. Bullets are cheaper than specialized equipment to take control. Bullets also travel a very long ways. Miss the drone, it's coming down in somebody's home. Yeah. And they just find pilots and say, hey, we need you to land your drone. You can't fly here, rather than risk hurting someone. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand why they feel the need to shoot it down. It's like more like scare tactics than anything is what it's coming off as. Why even use the scare tactics? I feel like if the government just sat down with real drone pilots and had a discussion with us, they would find that we're pretty much mostly on the same board as them. The problem is we just don't like having the super, super restrictive stuff. I don't really understand why a 107 pilot should be able to just fly and do whatever he wants to because he's a 107 pilot. Why can't we fly in the same areas as him? Yeah, maybe let him do some different altitude stuff, but why can't we do the same thing with him? The 107 license really only comes across as them to make money. So really what they should have done with the 107 was make it just so that it was money oriented, not hobby mixed 107. I don't understand why they felt the need to do that. Okay. The hobbyist pretty much probably knows the majority of what the 107 pilot knows within reason, but not in having to know no TAM airspace and no fly zones. Like all that can be presented on an app. I just don't understand why they would have the freedom of reign and the hobbyists wouldn't. Now we're not even hobbyists, so it doesn't matter. My mind is just right now because I just don't understand all this. It's just so frustrating to keep reading. I don't even want to read the Authorization Act anymore because as I go, it just gets worse. Greg was telling everybody the other day, Greg Swirlybird was like, just take a deep breath. And I'm like, I'm taking a deep breath, but every time I keep reading, I find more. I disagree with that statement, Dan, as a 107 holder. I hear you. Let me ask you a question, Thomas. How often do you have to communicate with real aircraft? Ever? Do you have a headset that goes to any flying aircraft? Do you have a headset that personally connects to the ATC towers? Or are you just up there dumb and blind and daft like everybody else? No difference. You just happen to understand a few more things. That's it. They just taught you understanding airports and certain catchphrases and different frequencies. But unfortunately, when you're in the air, you're flying just like everybody else. There's no difference. You just happen to understand the airspace a little better. It's my point. What was the 107 really for? A way for the government to make money and dictate how drones are used to make money. That's all it was for. That's it. You don't have to agree with me, Thomas. I'm just telling you what 107 was really designed for. It wasn't so that they can assure that you're a good pilot. It was so that they can assure that you're going to be someone who's paid the bills and taxes so that you can make the money with your drone. That's what it was for. So, as a hobbyist, I can't just go out and do the other stuff. All right, well, that's fine. I mean, I'm always up for a good disagreement, Thomas. I hear you, man. When I clear my 107, I'm pretty sure I'm still going to have the same perspective as I do now. You're making money. The government wants your money. Precisely. So they needed a way to split hobbyists and money makers. That's what the 107 essentially was. Okay, now we don't want all these hobbyists just able to take over and make all this money. So let's give them a directive here. If they pass 107, then we'll allow them to make money so we can make money off of them. But we also don't want the market being taken over. So we're going to have hobbyists and we're going to have 107 pilots. I would like to think this is more geared towards actual big threats like drone flying in a restricted area. Let's see. Restricted government facilities. You know, Cardoso, like I said, it covers part of that in here as I was reading it, but the other side of that is that they also left it very open. They were also just like, and if it's deemed as a threat, like there's commas and apostrophes and spaces in between the buildings and that section. That's the loophole in their system. Like, oh, and if it's deemed as some kind of threat. You got to really pay attention to the punctuation here. Oh, what did I miss from Silvertop? Taxation is extortion. Now, welcome to America, where we're not free. Fee equals taxes. Most waivers are free. Let's see here. I had the ability, I would make a giant complex for drone pilots to fly at without any risk, without any threat. We had something like that down here, didn't we, guys? Wasn't it called like Paradise or something here in Florida, and it burned down? That was a really sad day when that thing burned down. Exactly, Cardoso. Now you're catching on to what I'm saying. You get it. You get it. I'm sure there's plenty of misinformed law enforcement before this. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I actually had a couple sit downs with my local law, and I offered to have a sit down with local law enforcement here and talk about hypothetical drone situations and how to deal with drone pilots, when to understand the drone pilot is wrong, when to understand they're right. I had an opportunity to sit down with 2 sheriff's departments and a local police department down here. After talking with a few officers during my flying, they come up, they get curious, they ask questions. I always tell them I'm always up for, having a sit down with a police station and helping them understand drones better so that they don't have issues in the future. And I've had an opportunity to do it 3 times now, and I've had an absolute blast doing it. It's fun talking to these guys. They learn a lot, just like I learn a lot about how they handle things. And it's really interesting stuff, but I don't think that that's going to be made available to all of the law enforcement in the same manner that I would have done it in. I just feel like they're going to get a set of guidelines they have to read through and follow it. Instead of understanding the pilots, they're just going to read through this and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. So question, if you're using a drone with your radio and your phone, that's still considered FPV. I mean, if you're flying staring at your phone to fly, that's FPV. Technically, when all this goes through, you will now need a spotter to fly FPV, no matter what. It's not just in the goggles now. It's staring at a screen as well. So people will still fly illegally, just like people will continue to buy and sell guns illegally. Oh, I completely agree. Think about it. Just because there's a speed limit doesn't mean people follow it, and they'll keep speeding until they get caught, and then they'll slow down for a while, and then they'll go back to speeding, and then they'll get caught again. It happens with everything. Every single thing. Well, I'll tell you what, Mrs. Warnock. It says, I'm pretty sure the law doesn't say they can shoot it down without causing a threat or flying in an unrestricted area. Now, we did a hypothetical, Mrs. Warnock. that I offered to show the difference between a drone being a nuisance and a drone being a threat. How does a law enforcement officer figure out whether it's a nuisance or a threat? Because, like I said, they left this so very open and vague to a point where it just says a threat. How do we detect a threat? What is, because they didn't define what threat is in here, it's vague, it's open, it's available. Like they can make a decision on the spot if they want to. That's the issue. Let's see. And those same people, E-drone, are the ones who continue to give us drones a bad name. Well, that's coming too. Don't forget, that is definitely coming. I guess there was some kind of test done to find out the life expectancy of a drone, and I guess they came up with 2 years. I don't know how they got their numbers, but apparently they did. And so they figure with only a 2-year lifespan on the average drone, they think they'll be able to track them. Once again, I have no clue how they came up with their numbers. I guess the FAA did some statistics and some number crunching and came up with that. So, wow, almost 50 people in here. What's up, everybody? Please don't forget to smash that like button. Yo, Primitive Models, what's up? Can we do a petition to fight this? You know, man, I wanted to show this to you guys if I saved it. You wanted to do a petition to fight this, huh? Okay. Let me show you what happened with the last petition. Let's see here. I think I saved it. Did I save it? Fairly certain I saved it. Okay. This was the last petition that everyone should have signed to save our Rule 336. And this is how many people signed it. Out of 100,000 people needed to sign it, this is how many people signed it. Can you see those numbers? That's the percentage of people that cared that they were going to retract 336. 6,144 people signed the petition. It's too late now, man. Gone. You had your opportunity. I was sharing that like crazy and trying to get people involved, and nobody cared. So there were 3 petitions that were supposed to be major ones, and unfortunately all of them came in very short of numbers. This being the biggest one was the We the People one, was supposed to be the one that everybody really should have aimed for, and unfortunately just didn't get any attention at all. The hobbyists just didn't care. So this is happening whether you want it to or not. You know, I think they're going to have a problem finding manpower to govern all this stuff. So I think it's just going to be, once again, more common sense stuff on your part to just try to follow the rules the best you can. Yep, I know, Coast. He said, I signed it and reposted for what good it did. No, I agree. Like I said, the hobbyists just didn't really care, I guess. So, yeah, man, it's unfortunate, but it happened. So, I don't know. What do you guys think, man? I'm going to leave you to the comment section here, guys. I wanted to thank all of you for stopping in. If you just popped in, you forgot to smash the like button, or you just didn't want to, I love you if you do. And if you forgot, you're still my hero. But I'm out of here, man. I'm going to go take care of some stuff. It's already 12:46. I got to start getting ready for work. So I will catch you guys on the flip. Remember, put what you think in the comment section. If you haven't read the Reauthorization Act, I suggest that you do. There are some people that have really dug out the main portions to read through. If you go through some of the drone forums, you can find a lot of the stuff that pertains to hobbyists as well as 107 without having to go through the entire booklet. So I'm trying to get my hands on the perfect link to do that so that you guys can read through it yourself. And once I find that, I'll go ahead and make it available to everyone. But yeah, man, as of right now, they just keep finding stuff, and it's quite sad, to be honest with you. Sad the government feels the need to go this far. So I would assume that they could have shot down a drone anyways, no matter what. if they really wanted to and not have to answer for it. So that's why I said I don't really think there was any reason for this being put down in paper unless they had some abusive intentions in mind for the future. So just think about that for a sec. All right, guys, it's the government. They can do whatever they want. I'll catch you guys on the flip. Toodaloo.